Hey guys, welcome to a little pregame here on Cyclone Fanatic. My name is Chris Williams. Obviously a big one here tonight in Hilton Coliseum. Let's talk about it. We are presented, as always, by our friends at Channel C. Yes, it's great to have Channel C on Cyclone Fanatic. Diehards, I tell you, we're pulling the strings over there at Iowa Channel. These guys are nutty Iowa State fans. Shout out to my guy Chad Whittaker. He's the first one to ever give me a job in this business. Isn't that crazy how that comes around? Channel C, thank you very much. Our friends at Bayer Plus Rewards as well. We are presented by Keen Project Solutions. If you are looking for a challenge or a career that inspires you, you should consider Keen Project Solutions. Celebrating 10 years of innovation, serving ag, industrial, and commercial customers with pride. Think different, thinkkeen.com. And my buddies Chase and Clay Natuzel with offices in Ankeny, Carroll, and by appointment in Ames. You should think about your financial situation headed into the new year. A lot of people do this. The financial services provided by Raymond James. Clay, Chase. Their last name is spelled Natuzel, N-E-T-U-S-I-L. Go to raymondjames.com/Natuzel and find out more. Iowa State is the 6th-ranked team in the country, and they're going up against the 5th-ranked team in the country. Cyclones are a 5.5-point favorite in this basketball game tonight here in Hilton Coliseum. It is wild to me how this game is just kind of snuck up on the fan base with all of the Big 12 championship stuff going on with football. And it's great. What an amazing atmosphere this is going to be tonight. The student section is completely full. The clock here in Hilton Coliseum, it's at the 24-minute mark, and they're completely full in the student section, and that's really what, kind of pushes this thing. It is a whiteout tonight in Hilton Coliseum. If you haven't watched much of Marquette, let me tell you just a little bit about this basketball team specifically. I'll put it this way. We'll go macro, and then we'll work our way into it. Really a similar team to Iowa State is how I would describe Marquette to you. Guard-oriented, but they do have some bigs. I think Iowa State's bigs will have a physicality edge tonight over Marquette, but the whole night comes down to this. We are going to see one of the elite matchups in college basketball all season long between Cam Jones and Keyshawn Gilbert tonight for Iowa State. I'll tell you a little bit about Cam Jones, Marquette's stud. He is a 6'5" senior, averaging almost 20 points per game, 4.6 rebounds, 6.3 assists. He is hitting at a 46% clip from three-point range. So what does Iowa State do with Cam Jones? I don't know. I haven't asked anyone. I would guess Keyshawn's going to get that assignment. We'll see. But that is first 3 or 4 times down the floor, that's what we need to be watching. I would love to see these two guys go at it and play against each other one-on-one. Working on my microphone situation. Aiden, you got any tips for me? It is loud here at Hilton Coliseum. We'll get this figured out for you guys. Okay, he says I'm all good, so I'm going to keep going. Elsewhere in this basketball game, so you have teams that nearly are identical to one another in terms of tempo, in terms of defensive production. A little bit of a surprise when you look at the statistical profile for Marquette. I don't think of Shaka Smart as this elite defensive coach, but this team appears to be. This is a team that is top 15 in defense, and they're top 25 in offense as well. So just a really strong profile. Iowa State gets the edge here tonight because of Hilton Coliseum, no doubt. They got a week off in between games. The final game in Hilton Coliseum, at the Maui Invitational. I am looking right now. A lot of people asking about Demarion Watson didn't play in the Maui Invitational. TJ Altsberger said yesterday they had a foot injury. He is warming up. So Demarion looks okay as far as that goes. But nonetheless, the Gilbert-Jones matchup is the one that we're all paying the closest amount of attention to tonight. A couple other things when you look at Marquette, and this is why I do like this matchup for Iowa State, only in the sense of what they do so well. Well, it's what Iowa State does so well. They turn people over. Fourth defensively in turnover percentage. Marquette turns its opponents over 25% of the time. That's an incredible number. And they are number one in steal percentage. So 17% of the time they're stealing the basketball. What does Iowa State do well? Well, guard-oriented team. Really good, experienced, ball-handling guards. That's what the Cyclones have. So they should be able to counteract that fairly well. We'll see. Iowa State has seen teams like this, but, the thing about Marquette, they have some really good wins. They won at Maryland, which is okay, but Maryland is, top 50 team. They killed Purdue, absolutely destroyed a top 15 Purdue team, and they also destroyed Georgia. They have 3 quad one wins already. Does this Marquette team. So this is one of the in the history of Hilton Coliseum with 2 top 10 teams. I just don't know if it feels like it because of everything that's going on with football, right? So this is quite the deal. I feel like we're not exactly ready for it, but they're going to put on a show. These 2 teams are going to put on a show tonight. Elsewhere around the Big 12, too, a hell of a slate of games going on tonight. I'm glad I'm here. I'm not complaining about sitting courtside at Hilton Coliseum. But your couch wouldn't be a terrible place to be tonight either, especially if you have a multi-TV setup. It's halftime. Baylor leads UConn 37-36 right now in this Big East, Big 12 battle, whatever we're calling it. I don't even know. I just watched the games. Coming up here, this game starts at 7, and then at 7:30, Kansas is at Creighton. Kansas is a 3.5-point favorite in that one. Texas Tech is hosting DePaul, and I don't know what the line for that Baylor-UConn game was, but it was close to a pick-'em. I do know that. Really a weird UConn team that went 0-3 out in Maui, and then they had the whole deal. The coach just complaining about everything. So let's hope, for the sake of the Big 12, that Scott Drew and my guy Scott Drew and the Bears can finish that thing out. I like Iowa State in this game tonight. I love it coming off of Maui. Nothing Marquette does should be too big of a surprise. But Cam Jones is the best guard Iowa State has seen this year. I like it, though, because Iowa State has guys to counteract what he can do. The other thing where it could get a little bit dicey for Iowa State is if, foul trouble, right? Do you consider not playing Keyshawn on Cam Jones because of that particular aspect of the basketball game? Something to think about. Certainly something to think about. You will not see Curtis Jones on him. I could see it really being a mixture of Tamin Lipsey and Keyshawn Gilbert on Cam Jones. The other guy to watch is David Joplin, and that's probably going to be more of a matchup for Jefferson down low. Joplin's a 6'8" senior. That is a grown man down on the post for this Marquette team. And then they get really young. They got a couple of freshmen that play down low as well for the Eagles. So, again, I like, as far as the depth goes, I think Iowa State's the better team in the post. And who knows about Cam Jones, right? Who knows about Cam Jones? That's a guy who could go off. And I also think that I just know Keyshawn pretty well. And that son of a gun is going to be motivated to play a player of that caliber. This is a top 5 guard in all of the country. This is 2 top 10 guards, I think, in all the country going at it tonight in this non-conference matchup at Hilton Coliseum. I'm going to pick Iowa State to win it, though. I think matchup-wise, This isn't a team, Marquette, that like they come in here and matchup-wise, they're Iowa State's kryptonite. They don't. They do the same thing Iowa State does, and that's why I'm rolling with the Cyclones. Fun coaching matchup. It's good to see Shaka Smart back in here. I haven't seen him in Hilton Coliseum in quite some time. But this is a big game because Iowa State right now, as it sits, let's pull it up. Iowa State has one quad one. Of course, they lost the Auburn game. I was counting that. One quad one. Dayton will be a quad one. Colorado is right on the bubble right now between quad one and quad two. That one could go either way. It's just going to depend on how Colorado does the rest of the season. But if you could go, 2-1 in quad one games, basically before the month of December gets going, Iowa will be a quad one next week if you could win that basketball game. It could be 3-1 heading into Big 12 play when it comes to that ever so important statistic, leading into March. So that's the story. I'll give Iowa State the edge tonight, but it should be a theatrical evening here in Hilton. This place is going to be completely packed. A lot of good vibes with obviously what the football team is doing right now. And I will be here with you post-game. We're going to have complete reaction to this thing. Looking forward to that. My name is Chris Williams, Aiden Wyatt producing the show. As always, we will be back right after the game. Thanks for watching here on Cyclone Fanatic.